I work in the organization which has been dedicated to the women's rights and gender equality, and it has been very sad to see the situation which is happening today with the civil society across the region, including Azerbaijan. I think that it is a very important historical times we are living through, taking into account that Armenia and Azerbaijan has been closer to peace than ever. So in the last 3 decades, we are living now the period when we have a real hope and belief that a peace agreement will be signed very soon. And in these historical times, I want to see the civil society, including the women's rights organizations, very empowered, very engaged, very dedicated to building the peace, extended peace. After the signature of the peace agreement, there will be so much need to bring together the two nations and to build on the values, on the rights and on the empowerment as such. So I do hope that the good times will come when the civil society can really be seen as an equal partner in the process from both sides.
What is the main challenge here for you in Azerbaijan?
As a civil society representative, I can say that in the last 12 years, we are living through a very uneasy period for the civil society in Azerbaijan. Namely, in the end of 2013, we has entered into the phase which is we call tentatively as a crackdown of the civil society, taking into account that the legislative amendments in Azerbaijan have put us in the situation when the registration, operation and funding of NGOs have become practically impossible, when, especially when the funding is coming from the international sources. And in these regards, I said that we lived a big decade of uneasy times, but in the last years, unfortunately in the last 2 years, we are living through the second wave of the crackdown, manifested through even a less space, operational space for the civil society organizations and the activists and leaders. And I'm very sad to see now that a lot of people are leaving the country, they are out migrating to neighboring countries, or they are out migrating from the sector as such, trying to switch the profession, trying to switch the area of their activity. And practically on daily level, I see the shortage of experts, and we are face to face to the problem as a deteriorated situation with a brain drain as such. And that of course makes me very sad, because I really want a strong civil society, because only with a strong civil society the true development of the country is possible. And again, as I mentioned, we have entered a very important historical moment after the Second Karabakh War, when the territories are back. We need the human potential and the engagement of all the stakeholders at equal level to restore our rights completely, to make the due steps in terms of the education, awareness raising, monitoring, advocacy, etc., and seeing the whole story going on practically with minimum engagement of the civil society makes me very sad.
So without civil society, how you see future of the country and people who live here?
That will be practically impossible, because the civil society is required not just for this topic, but also for a lot of public monitoring, for public. I mean, there is a very strong mission which the civil society organizations are fulfilling, and this mission is about being the public watchdog. So whatever is happening in the country, be that about the, something is going wrong in the institutional level, at the individual level, the cases of human rights violation, gender-based violence, etc. We have to have the capacity to withstand that, to address all these issues. Therefore, even at the internal level, it's important to have the strong civil society voices inside, let alone when we are talking on such a politically sensitive topic such as peace and security and peace building as such. So I do not imagine the future of any country, including Azerbaijan, without civil society as such, and I strongly believe that the situation will soon be changed to the better, because again the process can go on the equal level only when there is a equal attitude to the civil society stakeholders at both sides. And when we see, for example, again coming back to the topic of peace and security, when we see a strong civil society from Armenia's side, we definitely have to have the strong civil society on this side to ensure the due monitoring, the due dialogue, the due communication initiatives, awareness raising, etc.